Lana's world. Exterior, park afternoon. Half the play equipment is trashed. Only one swing is still attached to the frame. Lana kicks a half-inflated soccer ball around the equipment, and she's good.
Tryouts for the Portland Thorns were supposed to be last week. Dad was sure I'd make it.
She kicks the ball hard, sends it flying into a patch of blackberries at the edge of the park.
Sucks the world crashes right when women have all the best teams.
Lana ambles over to pick blackberries and watches Rocky sniff around the bushes.
Do you know Vermont makes maple syrup? Well, the state doesn't make it. The trees do.
Rocky disappears behind the slide. Lana follows him.
I tried to do a catchy slogan for Vermont. I've written them for 11 states so far. Just states are too easy. Like Texas, just stay out.
She nudges Rocky back toward the blackberries. Resumes picking blackberries.
Vermont has maple syrup, so I made it the state of happy pancakes. Lame, I know, but my dad was there, studying some kind of beetles that burrow into maple trees. He would have smiled.
Lana wipes the juice on her pants.
I haven't got the one for Oregon right yet, because it should have blackberries in it somewhere.
She heads for the swing.
But Oregon, home of fast-growing, impossible-to-kill invasive blackberries, doesn't scan. Plus, you'd have to use really small print to get it on the tourist t-shirts, and who needs to encourage all the pervs out there?
Lana settles into the intact swing, still keeping an eye on Rocky.
Mom used to edit my papers. She said I was some kind of genius.
She scrubs her stained hands against her pants again and shakes her head.
What she actually said was I might have the only mind in history incapable of thinking in a linear fashion. You have to lead people, Tara. Give them context.
Click, the tape runs out. Tara fishes out a new one, starts it up.
So, context, history, backstory, the boring explaining part. It was an offshore fault line that went first, probably the Cascadia.
She swings a moment, staring up at the trees.
Seattle crumbled right off the map, buckled into the water. The coast shook and shattered all the way to Canada.
She stops swinging to watch Rocky.
That was only the first quake. There were still voices on our emergency radio, and Mom was still at another stupid continuing education class in Seattle.
Her voice cracks. She jumps up, scuffs through the sand, making furrows and stomping them flat.
6 hours. That's how long we listened. Until the next quakes rumbled under us. Tara and I huddled in the middle of Mom's vegetable garden, and the house tilted and the apartments next to us collapsed.
She stops and stares at the sky.
People screamed, until they didn't.
Her finger trembles over the off button, until she sees Rocky lift his leg.
What happens when a dog runs out of pee? Rocky's not that big a dog. How am I supposed to figure out what percentage of him is bladder?
She pulls a leash out of her pocket.
Life without Google really sucks. Seriously, it's worse than the Dark Ages because no one needed to know anything except how not to starve or die from the plague. Okay, so maybe those were important too, but they didn't have to look up the symptoms of PTSD or worry about a dog dehydrating after the end of the world. Just saying.
She moves after Rocky, who trots further away.
I mean, would a dog die if you left him alone in a forest? Just peeing and peeing until his bladder sucked all of the blood out of his veins and peed that out too, but there were still unmarked trees, and so he kept peeing until he folded in on himself and turned into a husk or collapsed.
She drops the recorder and lunges at Rocky, grabs him and clips the leash on.
Stop peeing!
Lana pulls a cup from her pack, pours water in, and shoves it in front of him.
Drink. You don't think I have enough to worry about?
Later, Lana wears a front-loading baby carrier with Rocky unhappily secured inside. She slings her backpack over her shoulder and eyes the trees at the edge of the park. She wedges her tape recorder under the strap so she can record as she heads for the trees.
So, if Rocky was a bigger dog, this would never work. It's not so easy lugging 20 pounds of reluctant canine up a tree. Try yourself if you don't believe me.
At the base of a thick tree, she looks up. There's a small platform built up in the branches, a rudimentary tree house. An empty chip bag falls from Lana's backpack. As she bends to get it, Rocky grumbles. Lana leaves the bag, scolds Rocky.
You want them to get you?
She starts to climb.
I found this sling, carry thing at one of those stores where mothers who bought stupid expensive clothes for their little darlings try to recoup their investment by reselling them to smarter moms.
She pauses to look down.
When the world went out, I guess no one thought there could possibly be anything useful in a place like that. But if you need to haul a dog up a tree...
Treehouse, moments later. Lana and Rocky are on the platform in the tree, as far back as they can be. Lana ties Rocky's leash to the board and pulls out snacks for them. She loosens the baby carrier with one hand, rummages for her idea notebook with the other.
Okay, visualize this.
Insert, animation sequence of Lana narration, a valley filled with flowers.
We have a magazine cover type mom.
Pop, a pretty mom appears, looking confused to find herself there. But she adjusts, smiles a big fake smile.
With a perfect baby in her sling thing.
Pop. Mom now wears a baby carrier complete with drooling baby.
She's walking.
Mom starts walking, smiling at baby.
When a bear charges them.
A bear appears behind them, wobbling and very, very disoriented. It barks.
Stop that!
Bear looks contrite, staggers a little, shakes itself and charges Mom and baby.
Mom gets that TV commercial look of concern. You know, the one where her laundry doesn't sparkle or her husband drops dead without insurance or... Never mind, you know the one.
Sure enough, a furrow appears between Mom's brows.
Anyway, Mom climbs a conveniently located tree.
A treat pops in front of Mom, who smooths her hair, touches the corner of her lips to check her lipstick, and then skedaddles up the tree.
What a moron! Everyone knows bears climb trees.
Yup, the bear heads up after Mom and baby.
But I guess viewers could complain if they had to watch some squishy baby getting swallowed.
Bear pauses halfway up the tree, waiting for instructions.
So we'll cut to a sunset or flowers in a breeze.
Scene shifts to a meadow where flowers rapidly pop up, grow to various heights. One flower grows too fast, spews seeds, and falls over dead. The other flowers turn towards the impetuous blossom and shake their petaled heads. Meanwhile, the sun does a rapid rise to set cycle, bypasses setting for a moment of blackness, rewinds quickly, and stops at sunset.
Now we have something inoffensive and soothing to watch for all of the idiots who don't believe that bad things actually happen. Side note to idiots, bad things do happen, and the only reason I can't gloat about it now is because most of you are dead. Sorry about that.
Flowers in the breeze and sunset, with the sound of Lana crunching potato chips.
Okay, where were we? Right, after the crunchy baby part. Now we see the bear asleep.
Bear asleep in the flowers at sunset.
With the sling thing on its nose.
Pop. Bear has baby carrier on his nose.
And then the slogan, "Our stupid sling thing survives anything."
The slogan rolls across the screen.
Okay, maybe we have to tweak the demographics a little, but it's got potential, right? I could totally create awesome ads.
And animation, back to scene. Lana closes her notebook.
If there were any televisions or moms left.
She pulls Rocky close. He grumbles.
Oh, be quiet. There could still be bears out there.
Arms around the dog, her eyes drift shut.